Now to the demand for justice after the loss of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. You haven't heard her name maybe as much, but getting more attention and more headlines. And we've seen some recent protests in Louisville for Breonna, where she died. She was killed by police in her own apartment. Deborah Roberts joins us now with more. And Deb, maybe not getting as much focus, but there are a long list of black women who also lost their lives at the hands of police officers.
That's right, TJ. A lot of people have heard that heartbreaking list of black males, boys and men who have died in violent encounters, often with the police. But what many don't know as well is that there is also a list of women who have died in the same astonishing way. Today would have been Breonna Taylor's 27th birthday.
Breonna was just full of life. She loved life. She light up a room.
But instead of celebrating, her family is in mourning, seeking comfort in her memory.
In that brief moment where people forgot about her for 2 months at a time, people need to know that Breonna Taylor mattered and Breonna Taylor was great.
On March 13th, Breonna, a Louisville EMT, was shot 8 times in her apartment by 3 plainclothes police officers who were executing a no-knock search warrant for someone else. Fearing intruders were breaking in, Breonna's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, a licensed gun owner, fired a shot, and the officers responded with 20 rounds in return.
Brittany, you said 26. Where was she shot at? I don't know. She's on the ground right now. I don't know.
A fatal error that took the life of a young woman who had dreams of being a nurse.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
As the nation grapples with the realities of racial injustice in the cases of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery,
Say her name! Breonna Taylor!
Protesters insist her name won't be forgotten. Breonna Taylor now joins a sad list of other women like Sandra Bland, Tatiana Jefferson, Tanisha Anderson, and Yvette Smith in a tragic roll call, a reminder that black women are not exempt from police brutality. Though their stories have not garnered as much national attention, activists insist they are by no means less tragic than the names of George Floyd, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, and Freddie Gray.
The erasure of black women is a consequence of the fact that we don't know their names, and so therefore we don't know their stories.
Kimberly Crenshaw, activist and creator of the hashtag #SayHerName, says black women cannot be an afterthought in the fight against unjust policing.
Say Her Name attempts to make the death of black women an active part of this conversation by saying her names. If black lives really do matter, all black lives have to matter. That means black lives across gender have to be lifted up.
The suspect that police were looking for was actually in custody when Breonna Taylor was killed. There's been no action in this case, no arrest, no charges, and there is now a huge movement to try to change that, to try to put pressure on Kentucky authorities. There's even a petition that has gathered about 4 million signatures, TJ, trying to make sure Breonna Taylor's name is not lost in all of this action.
All right, Deb, thank you so much for that this morning. An important story, and Lonita Baker is the family attorney for Breonna Taylor. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, but no arrests have been made in this case. An investigation is underway. What's your level of confidence that there will be action and there might be charges against the officers in this case?
I think it's important that the general public continue to put pressure on the authorities here. Currently, the case is before the Kentucky Attorney General, who's going to serve as the special prosecutor in the case. We are informed that the Public Integrity Unit investigation that's being performed by Louisville Metro Police Department is not complete. So though the mayor has asserted that that investigation has been turned over to the Attorney General, what Attorney General Daniel Cameron's, Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron's office has informed us is that that investigation is nowhere near complete. We're told that they need at least 2 to 3 months more to investigate. We don't think it takes that long to do this investigation. You know, we, as the attorneys for the family of Breonna Taylor, we've been out there, we've talked to neighbors. We've seen the apartment. We know what it looks like. It doesn't take 6 months to complete an investigation.
Has there been has there been frustration on the family's part that it's taken a while, or it seems like her name is not has not been out there?
Definitely the frustration of not getting answers. It wasn't until this case went global that we began to get any type of information from authorities. The 911 call that you played, we just got that last week as a result of a subpoena from the lawsuit that was filed, but it was not being turned over by the authorities absent that subpoena. And so the frustration level is that the lack of answers, the lack of knowing, why does it take 2 to 3 months more to do an investigation? You know, one of the other things we've uncovered through this case going global through media sources is that the search warrant that was executed for specifically for Breonna's apartment it contained lies, straight out lies that the postal inspector said, we did not give this information to this officer that was included in the affidavit. That information was uncovered within days of the authorities releasing the search warrant. So if we're able to get this information as quickly as we are, why can't the Public Integrity Unit also get this information that quickly?
And we know, as we wrap it up here, there is something that is coming out of it, possibly a Breonna's Law, where they're trying to end these no-knock warrants, one that was executed there, as you're talking about. So there is something maybe that is going to come out of this. We appreciate you being here. Our best to you and the family, and say her name, Breonna Taylor. Ms. Baker, thank you so much for being with us. All right, our best to the family.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.